Good morning to you. It's a lovely day and I'm off to the allotment tomorrow and I'm just sorting out my jobs and I've already discovered what I need to do. 3 trays of beautiful mixed brassicas for a midsummer crop. So we've got red cabbages, green cabbages, kale, some cauliflowers, some broccoli, some heaven knows what, but it's awesome get your teeth in. Some tender stem broccoli as well as the calabrese. So I shall be putting these in tomorrow on the allotment. I was going to do them last Thursday, but we had such a bad wind. It was impossible to plant, so I abandoned that. But they are desperate to get in now, and there's only a few of each sort, so I'll just bring back the rest to be at home, and a few early lettuces as well that I'll be popping in. So that's tomorrow's job already sorted. So on Monday I will be planting the brassicas, and in the meantime I am hardening off these peas. These are alderman and also a tall sugar snap pea, and they've been in the cold greenhouse now, but the temperatures are going to warm up, so after tonight I'll start leaving them out and getting them ready for planting out. And they're looking really healthy and lovely. And again, if we do get a cold snap, I've got fleece at hand to cozy them up. I'm in the greenhouse deciding which of my courgettes to plant, and I'm going for these 4. I grow al fresco each year and it's a much lighter green courgette and I really like it. Defender, which is a darker green courgette, although it's disease resistant, I've had a little bit of hit and miss with that. So I'm also putting in Ambassador, which I've never grown before, but that's kind of like a bit of a backstop, and Salil, which is a yellow variety. And I'll show you the patty pans when I get around to it, but I'm going to put these in for now, these 4, and see how they get on. I'm planting into this seed tray, and what I'll do is once they've germinated I'll pop them on into bigger pots, but it saves a lot of space. They don't tend to get a lot of trauma from transplanting them. I did this last year because just to save space really, and also not all of them germinate. So I'm going to start them off in these trays. I'm going to do 6 of each. You're probably thinking, oh my god, that is an awful lot of courgettes. And it is, but we do have another plot, or half a plot, that we will be supplying courgettes to. So I'm going to water the cells first, just so that it has a little bit of moisture where I'm going to plant into. It's a really hot day, so it's beautiful. So I've got, these are the courgette seeds of al fresco, which I've already shown you. So I'm going to put 6 in. So there's a whole debate about how you should plant them, but I have always planted them on the side like this. The theory behind it is the water runs off the seed and prevents some of the rotting, rather than planting in it flat like that. where the water may sit on top of the seed and rot the seed. Now, I don't have any scientific evidence of one way or the other, but tradition, I've always planted it on the side, so I will carry on doing that until I read something that says you don't need to do it. So they're the first of my courgettes planted, and then in a second, when I've done them all, I will just cover them with some compost. All the others will be planted exactly the same, so I won't bore you with showing you putting those in. I've decided to sow my first round of sweet corn. Normally we put in at least 3 sowings throughout the year, so successionally, of sweet corn, and the most popular and the one we love is Swift, and we grow this every year, and it's lovely, and the squirrels and the rats and everybody else likes it. I grow these slightly differently in these longer trainers. They're not root trainers, but they're from Container Wise, but they provide much longer roots, and they can stay in these cells a bit longer as well if we have a bit of a cold snap. So I've put 1 seed per cell, and I've done 2 trays of these. So that will be our first sowing of sweet corn, getting ready. But I did buy some Goldcrest to try, which says wonderful things, but we've never really found anything as nice as Swift. But you got to keep trying these things, because you never know. Sometime it may have a different characteristic, like the squirrels don't like it, or some other critter doesn't like it, or it gets early or whatever. So trialing vegetables each year is really important. I may like the flavour better, so who knows, because they're forever increasing and looking at different varieties of vegetables. So they're going to be our 2 sweet corn for this year. This is the first sowing, and hopefully they should go out about the middle of May, and if necessary I've got some fleece that can cover it, but we'll see. I'm not quite sure when they'll germinate and when they'll be ready, and if it's going to be a cold snap, I can just leave them in these cells. I think I'm getting a bit carried away with myself here, but I have decided that I'm also going to sow some dwarf French beans. I normally sow these earlier than my runner beans, and they give us a crop before the runner beans are ready. And we absolutely adore French beans, or squeaky beans as we call them. Our mainstay is Compass. Now, Compass is a very fine bean. It's absolutely delicious, but it is the biggest pain in the rear end to harvest. I have never had so much backache, and every year when I'm picking them, I keep on saying to myself, I'm not going to grow these again. But every year I do. So for a few more years, whilst I still can pick them, I will carry on growing them. But I think I'm going to have to start investing in a different variety. So I shall start seeing what other varieties are nice. The other thing about the Compass is we preserve a lot of them, not in the freezer, but in a process called canning. Oh, look who's just there. My apprentice. And is she walking on the plants? Probably. Anyway, so I can see her. Look at her. She's definitely walking on the plants over there. Never mind, they'll recover. I'm going to be trialling some green beans to see if I can find something that's easier to crop, and also does well in the canning process that we do every year, jarring our beautiful squeaky beans. So in addition to compass, which is a green bean, we also grow dwarf, and this is a yellow bean. Very tasty. There are a number on the market. I haven't found a huge difference in them, but I haven't done a taste test next to one another. So that's what we've got. It's one we've grown before, so we've gone for that. And we're also growing, I've just got to fold this carefully because this packet is empty and I'll probably have them all on the floor. Purple teepee. And as the name says, they're a purple dwarf bean. And again, they're lovely. And when the three colours are all mixed together, they look such a delight. They're really beautiful. However, the purple ones, when they're cooked, go green. And I have found that the purple ones also attract more green fly than the others as well. So every now and again, I have a little curse at them because they've got a lot of, not green fly, black fly. So every now and again, I have a little curse at them because they're covered in black fly. The joys of growing, but I wouldn't be without them. I'm growing 2 trays of the dwarf beans. This tray will be for the compass, and then I'll have another tray, and half will be the dwarf, the yellow ones, and half will be the purple teepee, which are the purple ones. And that looks really nice on the allotment when you're picking them and when you can see them growing. And I'm just using these smaller cells, again from Container Wise. I've had these now a few years and I feel okay about using them even though they're plastic, because they're multi-use and I just use them year after year. I've filled the seed tray up with good quality compost. I'm desperately trying to find a non-peat based compost to use. I've tried a few and they just haven't been good for me. I've tried another one today down here from, who's this from? Arthur Brown's, and it is just full of humongous great bits of wood. It's really, really rough, and for sowing small seeds that's not going to be good either. So I'm going to sow seeds into this and use the other type of compost when I'm potting up or using bigger seeds like the sweet corn. So I pop those, I put the sweet corn in trays that were filled with the other type of compost. I bought another 2 or 3 different sorts, and I'll be trialing that. But in the meantime, I'm going back to my tried and tested clover to grow these beans while I find something I can switch over to. So I filled the trays up. I'm going to give it a good water and then pop the seeds in. I've pushed all the compost down into the cells quite firmly. I've given it a good water, and now I shall plant into the cells and then top up the cells with some drier compost. I buy most of my seeds from King's because our allotment has a subscription with them, so we can get the seeds a lot cheaper, but they don't have everything or the varieties, so that means just shopping around and buying elsewhere. And Dobby's is the only place I could find that sell the compass. But like all things, the seeds are getting more expensive, or you're getting, I don't know if you can see that, hang on, let me try and turn it around. Just a second, very difficult doing it one-handed. Or you get fewer seeds in the packet. No, you can't really see, oh there we go. Or you get fewer seeds in the packet. So, and they're tiny as well, like the bean. a real pain. But you just got to keep remembering they are very delicious. So the seeds are very small, and I don't know whether you can see that, but there's like a little bit out of the seed. Let me see if I can find one that's a little better. Not really, it's really hard to see. But when you look at the seed, you'll see that there's a smooth side and then a side that's got like a little belly button on it. And I tend to plant that downwards. That's just how I was shown how to do it and how I've done it all the years. My understanding is that's where the root comes out of the seeds. And it's really fiddly with these small ones. A lot easier with the runner beans, but with these ones it's a little fiddly. But I shall carry on and do this whole tray and then cover them. Does it really matter which way you plant the seed? I don't really know. It's just something that I've done all the time and I do it automatically. So what I'm going to do is for these 2 rows, I'm going to plant one row of seeds purposely upside down, and on the other I'm just going to drop the seed in and just cover it up however it falls, and then we'll see how we get on. And if there's no difference, there's a learning curve for you. The end with the sticking is the end where I've been planting them my old traditional way that I've always done, and the far 2 rows I've planted one row upside down and the other one I've just tossed the seed in. And now I'm going to just cover it up with compost and see how they go. So that's a Dior and the purple TP planted, and you'll see that the purple TP is a brown seed and the yellow one is small like the compass and a white seed. Now the thing about these varieties are they're not an F1 type variety, which means every year you can actually save your seed and grow them each year, and that may be an important thing to think about, as getting seeds and the cost of seeds and the quantity of seeds that you're getting each year seems to be reducing the numbers and increasing the price. So using some of these old-fashioned types or not F1 types may be more cost effective, as you can't actually well, you could sow the seeds from an F1, but you can't be guaranteed what the plant will be like and what the crops will be like. So that's all the sowing I'm doing today. Just a few seeds to get an early crop. So please consider subscribing, give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy gardening. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.